With chapter 22 right around the corner, the anticipation for this chapter has been building up all throughout social media. I'm here today to tell you about the 4 key events that are about to take place in the following arc. Here are my predictions. But before we start this video, if you've been enjoying the content on this channel, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. Every like helps us beat the algorithm. And if you're someone that loves character deep dives, theories, etc., go ahead and join our community. Today we're going to discuss 4 events that are definitely going to happen in the next arc. The first 2 I've talked about a lot on this channel, and it's Momoshiki's return and the Jogan coming in play. But there's 2 other events that I see a lot of confusion floating around social media, so I want to clear them up what I actually believe is going to take place. Everyone is questioning if Kashin Koji is going to join the fight to help protect Boruto, and the answer for that is no. Kashin Koji is going to be intercepted by a very vengeful character, and that character is Koji. Koji has been placed on the back burner in the story ever since the God Tree clones were introduced. After his fated meeting with Jura, he was given the mission to find Boruto's accomplice and end him, and this is what's going to take place. This is what happens when controlled chaos gets out of hand. See, Boruto just ruined the timeline. Kashin Koji is immediately going to tell Ida that Kawaki needs to join the battlefield, and in that moment, Code's going to appear, and we're finally going to get Kashin Koji versus Limitless Code. And this is very important because we haven't been able to experience Code's full power. He went against Damon, got bodied. He went against Boruto, he got bodied. We need to see what Limitless Code can do in a fight, and the perfect candidate to display this type of power is Kashin Koji, because Kashin Koji isn't a lightweight. He's still a powerhouse when it comes to strength and abilities. Man, Kashin Koji isn't going to get the chance to process what Boruto has done. Right when he tells Ida about the dire situation that Boruto's in, enter the lair and the battle is going to begin. If you guys believe we're going to get Kashin Koji versus Code? Let me know down in the comments. Second and most important event that's going to take place in the next couple of chapters is Kawaki joining the battle against Jura. Kawaki joining the battlefield can happen in 2 ways. Before we dive into how he will enter the battlefield, you need to acknowledge 2 important factors going into this arc that was laid out in the previous chapter. This arc was a parallel to the Code arc, and also the arc where Momoshiki / Borushiki actually appeared for the first time in the Boruto series. If you're confused, just let me cook. Next Generations. Right before Kawaki speared into Boruto, in front of Naruto, they had a conversation where Boruto gave Kawaki the green light to kill him. This was very important because we found out in that chapter that Kawaki and Boruto had a conversation on how Boruto wants Kawaki to carry it if Momoshiki ever took over his body, leading to Boruto's death and resurrection. Chapter 15 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, we got a glimpse on how their pre-time skip conversation probably went, and that's where Boruto expresses to Kawaki he feels like his consciousness is dying because he's merging with Momoshiki, and if anything happens, he needs Kawaki to take him out. That's why he wants Kawaki to get his limiters removed so he can be strong enough to assist in the battle against Jura and also kill Boruto. Boruto understands the resonance of his Karma Seal and Kawaki's Karma Seal, and the last time his Karma Seal came out, Momoshiki took over. This is another safety precaution that Boruto is taking to protect his loved ones and friends. Second parallel is to the very first arc where Borushiki appeared, and that was the Rescue Naruto arc where the new Team 7 was formed. If you remember the scenario that took place in that situation against Boro, it's the exact same situation that's taking place against the God Tree clones. Team 7 is drastically weakened. Konohamaru is completely out of the picture. Sarada's passed out. Mitsuki sustained a lot of damage in his fight against Ryu. None of them will be able to help Boruto. Boruto's doing exactly what he did when Boro was trying to kill Mitsuki and Sarada when he lost control of his regeneration ability and he decided to go all out. That's Jura. Jura is so powerful that Boruto's going to lose trying to fight against him and protect his friends, which is going to lead to Momoshiki coming out. Borushiki returns. You see the parallels, but why is this important? Why did I go down this rabbit hole? This directly ties in how Kawaki is going to join the fight. 2 ways. There's a boring way, and there's also a very peak and dynamic way that Kawaki can join this fight in terms of writing, but let's go with the boring one first. Off screen, Boruto probably gave Kawaki one of his markers, so Boruto can use Flying Raijin to grab Kawaki and bring him to the battlefield. But this is the most extreme, boring way for Boruto to get Kawaki to join the fight. But there's a second way, and this is just my prediction. Boruto and Jura are going to fight for a little bit. We're going to finally see how outclassed Boruto is when it comes to Jura. Jura has been hyped up to be this menacing force that nobody can stop. This is the man that has killed Boruto in every single timeline that Kashin Koji has seen when he uses the ability 10 directions. So Boruto is going to face off against Jura, and it's going to be a very one-sided battle until Boruto realizes it's all or nothing, and that's when he's going to activate his Karma Seal. All kind of understand if Boruto uses Karma V1 and Karma V2 that he'll be above Baryon mode Naruto and Ishiki. That's how powerful Boruto will become, and that will probably even the playing field against a powerhouse like Jura. Drastic times call for drastic measures, and that's going to lead Boruto to use his Karma Seal, and that's going to lead into Kawaki joining the battle. Kawaki without his limiters is going to finally fulfill the prophecy that Amado and also Kawaki back in Next Generations. You remember before Kawaki entered the space-time dimension portal he created with Boruto's Karma Seal, Kawaki came to the realization that he's just like Jigen and he's going to have all the abilities. You know, Boruto being the sunshine tried to convince him that he's nothing like Jigen, but at that very moment, there was a dark tone to Kawaki's character that I never forgot. At the end of the Code arc, Amado stated that Kawaki's power will continue to grow until it reaches Ishiki's level, and that's why Shikamaru stated that everyone to leave should try to stay on Kawaki's good side. As long as Naruto's safe, Kawaki won't trip out. Once Boruto activates his Karma Seal and he's getting to that brink of defeat, Kawaki is going to appear out of Boruto's Karma Seal, just like how Jigen appeared in the Uzumaki household. He's going to step out of Boruto's Karma Seal, and he's going to assist Boruto in the fight against Jura, eventually leading to the awakening of Momoshiki. I want the second entrance of Kawaki to happen because it's going to be very symbolic to the direction of where Kawaki's character is headed. See, I have a video explaining what's going to change with Kawaki. I have some speculation, but right now, if you compare Kawaki to the very first episode of the Boruto series, these are two different characters. Start to the end of Boruto Next Generations and all the way in the start of the time skip Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, Kawaki has only had one goal, and his goal has remained the same: to kill all Otsutsuki clan members and get rid of himself and Boruto. Something drastically changed because in the very first episode of Boruto, Kawaki states, "Age of the Shinobi world is over," which is very weird. We already understood Kawaki's disdain towards the culture, but he really didn't want it to end. As long as Naruto's safe, and that's the world that Naruto created to protect, Kawaki was cool with the shinobi existing. But something had to drastically change to make him believe and feel like the shinobi needed to be destroyed. Pretty obvious why Kawaki comes to that conclusion, but like I said, that's for another video for another day. Let's get back to the dramatic entrance. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments about the two entrances I presented in this video. If you guys like number one, with Boruto just giving Kawaki one of his little symbols that he's going to use the Flying Raijin to go retrieve Kawaki to join the battlefield, or Boruto using his Karma Seal going against Jura and Kawaki sensing that and using their resonance to open up a portal to show up on the battlefield. I feel like that would be the most badass scenario for Kawaki. Him coming out like Jigen, that's going to be peak. I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning of the video, these are just my predictions of what's gonna take place in the next arc. 100% obvious that Momoshiki is about to return. It's 100% obvious that the Jogan is going to be necessary in suppressing Momoshiki and giving Boruto the ability to use his full power, giving him that hope, the Star of Hope, the Eye of Hope. You get it. The other situation of Kawaki joining the battlefield, that's definitely going to happen. The only thing that I'm skeptical about is how he's going to join the battle. And those are my two scenarios that I presented in this video. And finally, Kashin Koji versus Code. See, Code needs to get some get back against the people that destroyed his glorious king Ishiki, and Kashin Koji was the catalyst of all the events that took place in the Ishiki arc. So it's only right that he finally faces off against Kashin Koji, and we get to see Kashin Koji in action instead of seeing him attempting to be a failed chess player. But that's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. I'm out.